Does it work?
Okay. Give me the remote. Yep. Who am I? Well, I break stuff. As you can see, I literally break stuff. I drive cars, I break them, and I never fix them. I get a new one and break it again. And I pretty much do the same things with computers. Yeah, so that pretty much tells you who I am. I'm a sys administrator. I used to be a system administrator.
I see that people.
Okay. Now the big question is, are you a creator or consumer of IT? Now, those are two different angles, the way you can be in the IT industry. You can be a consumer or a creator. Unfortunately, about 90% of IT companies are actually consumers. They are consuming code. No, you don't. Trust me, you don't want this on your systems. Then you're going to deploy an application, and trust me, this is the part actually I hate you for. I used to work as a sysadmin in a lots of places, and almost every single time the situation was pretty much identical. A developer or someone from development department, you create code that will no longer work after update. And we update systems the way that your applications doesn't work anymore. And then we're going to have a holy war, and there has to be a solution to that. Well, let's have a look at another approach, the typical creator's angle. So in this case, we're going to start a project. And everybody wants to stop the project, start it over again, and the whole bloody thing happens over and over again, which isn't funny. And then there's war, despair, and misery. Da, da, da. Well, a little tension breaker. This is the only official code quality quantifying mechanism. My mechanism to give you pre-configured somehow image-based VMs, and then you can break them. And I don't care. You want 100 VMs? If you paid for this stuff, go for it. One of the greatest examples of IaaS is OpenStack. And I actually love OpenStack. It's really cool. I'm going to mention it later on. But what's going to happen next? I got to tell you, this whole thing with cloud has gone so far, the craziness has gone so far that actually recently Cisco announced that they will deliver OpenStack as a service. The fuck, dude? Really? That means it's IaaS, AaaS. Components of OpenStack. And trust me, I'm not going to get into the details. We don't have 2 more hours. Now the question is, do you need OpenStack? Because everybody's crazy about OpenStack. Everybody wants to have OpenStack. Everybody has OpenStack. Cisco has OpenStack. HP recently announced that they have OpenStack. Service is a slightly different animal because it's supposed to give you more automation, even more than OpenStack, on a completely different layer. And more consistency, even more consistency, because with OpenStack or infrastructure as a service, we care about the bare metal and the ops level consistency. We want our machines to have consistent security, your infrastructure in as short as possible time frame. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about OpenShift because it's a fantastic thing. From my perspective, really fantastic solution. From your perspective, you shouldn't care. It's about giving you developers easy to use tool with simplified administration or maybe no administration at all. Run Node software. And Node is actually responsible for running your applications, things you create. There's also going to be something called a broker. A broker is basically like a management node. One host to rule them all, and in darkness bind them. The whole idea is that everything is centralized, the management is centralized, and it gets through the node, the broker. Now you can have more than one broker if you're running low on resources and you need more capacity. You can deploy more brokers, but most of the times you're going to just scale out by deploying more nodes. And you can also scale up but by creating bigger nodes. There's a link, you can actually open it and have a look at the whole bloody thing yourself, because I really suggest you to give it a try. Now, what is OpenShift? I like reading from my own slides, sorry. Centrally managed, blah, blah, blah. What? Containers with lots of well-executed automation. Well executed. Auto-scale it, guess what? The system will automatically start in HA proxy load balancer, and then automatically start deploying your clones of your applications on different nodes, providing the scale-out functionality when your load grows. If your application goes a little bit colder, that is going to kill the unnecessary gears. They do that just to show you that there is such a tool as OpenShift, and also they sell some subscription-based, access, giving you bigger gears and stuff. And there's also OpenShift Enterprise, which is a commercial product you can deploy on your private infrastructure and have just your own private OpenShift. Well, what can you do with that? Our contribution, the TechOps, our contribution to that equation. And I got to tell you, this is the first full-blown project, top to bottom, that actually does what it's supposed to do, make your life slightly easier. And it actually works. Here goes the mandatory slide with my name and my email, as usually. So I don't think we have any time for questions.